Justice equals peace. You must remember that where there's no peace in a society, there's no justice in the society. My name is OMARI TAHIR-GARRETT, and I'm running for Seattle City Council position number 2 in order to solve problems. The major problem facing us today is the Native Americans in their own land have been dispossessed of their land. We must return their land back to the Native Americans the same way the land in South Africa must be returned back to the people. Julius Malema, the head of the economic freedom fighters in South Africa, is working on the same problem that Native Americans have in colonial America. It's not easy to face the truth about America's founding. Yes, the native people were killed and Africans were brought to North America and enslaved. And ever since then, we have been under the rule and control of others. Gun culture is one of the major problems in America today. And the gun culture comes from the fact that this land was taken from the Native Americans with the guns. We have a big problem in Seattle with the state legislature trying to give the SVI building to the Reverend McKinney Community Development PDA. You can't establish a religion as a dominant religion. Vote your conscience.
I'm Ari Hoffman. I'm a husband and a father living in Seattle for 16 years. I'm running to serve the people of District 2 because, like so many of us, when I need help from our city's leaders, they weren't there. We deserve better. We deserve leaders that will serve the people in Seattle by investing in dignity. For those suffering from homelessness, we need to renovate and build short-term emergency supportive housing to get people off the streets now. For those struggling to get by, we need to dramatically increase affordable housing units with every new development. Everyone deserves to live in dignity in a place they call their own. People need more than just a space to pitch a tent without access to even the most basic hygiene or laundry services. For those suffering from addiction, from physical and mental illness, we need the dignity of a robust healthcare and human services infrastructure. We need addiction and mental health treatment. We need to bridge the gap between healthcare professionals and the people who need access to care. Our society should not allow illness to cause homelessness. The cost of living has increased so much that yesterday's middle class is today's working poor. Every day we see more and more people slipping down the economic ladder. We need leaders who will not abandon working families and small businesses, that will prioritize opportunity and promote policies that help people achieve the dignity of a living wage job. As a father of 3, I'm committed to public safety. Our firefighters and police are being asked to provide more services with fewer resources. More firefighters have died from suicide in Seattle than have died from fires. We need our first responders. We don't often encounter them until we really need them to help us, to save us. But when they are well staffed and well taken care of, they will serve us all better. I want to write policy based on results. I want to end bad policies that waste taxpayer dollars and invest in ideas that will lift people in Seattle out of poverty. I am not interested in whether a policy came from the left or the right. I only care about making our government work for the people of Seattle. I'm Ari Hoffman. I'm ready to go to work for you. I would be honored to have your vote. Please check out all my policies at hoffmanforseattle.com.
Hi, I'm Mark Solomon, and I'm running to represent you on Seattle City Council for District 2. I'm running because I want every voice in District 2 to be heard by our city government and for the needs of our community to be met. With my knowledge, experience, and the relationships that I have built throughout my 29 years of service to our community as a Seattle Police Crime Prevention Coordinator and as a retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel, I believe that I am the best person suited to carry out this task. I know our community. I was born and raised here. I know the concerns facing District 2, and I know how the city works. And I am prepared to work for you from day one to address priorities of public safety, homelessness, affordability, and supporting community businesses. Regarding public safety, I will allocate additional funding to community-based crime and violence prevention efforts. Further, I will work with the Chief of Police to promote comprehensive community policing and relational policing programs in our district. In response to homelessness, I will allocate more funding to diversion programs to prevent people from becoming homeless in the first place. Regarding affordability, I will champion efforts to minimize displacement of long-term residents in our neighborhoods and work to ensure any fees paid into the Affordable Housing Fund from District 2 are used in District 2. To support our businesses, I will introduce legislation to designate a portion of the Equitable Development Fund specifically for small commercial space development, and will work to pursue tax credits for small commercial space lease rates. Addressing our city's issues takes thoughtful leadership that will seek input, listen, collaborate, and act in a timely manner. Leadership that will enact policies to make the city safe, equitable, inclusive, and functioning. Leaders are accessible, responsive, and accountable to you. I pledge to be that leader. Thank you for your time, and I ask for your support and your vote on August 6th.
I am the candidate with the experience to offer bold new approaches to our community's most urgent challenges: homelessness and lack of affordable housing, limited career paths for our youth, and increasing negative impacts of climate change. I have worked at the City of Seattle for over a decade and am proud to have been the energy behind the creation of the first ever environmental justice program at Seattle City Light. I have worked directly with communities to advocate for equity and justice. I intend to build on that experience as the City Council member to foster transparency, equity, and cultural accessibility across city government. This starts with facing head-on one of our city's most visible challenges, our homelessness crisis. Over the past several months, I, along with my husband and 2 young children, have volunteered at Camp Second Chance. For our family, this has been a transformative experience to better know our neighbors facing the challenges of life on the street. We need to provide more support for those programs that work and continue to build upon those successes, but we also need to do more to protect our existing affordable housing units and meet the city's commitment to build 6,000 new low-income and affordable housing units. We will work with regional partners, private businesses, and nonprofits to consider policies and funding while working to stop the pressures of gentrification and displacement so that all residents can thrive in place. I have been blessed to have the means to own a home in Seattle and understand firsthand the challenges and security that come with homeownership. We must provide stronger protections for our renters so they don't end up homeless. We can't displace people as quickly as we build affordable housing. Lastly, we know that we face a climate crisis. I believe it is time to call for a Seattle Green New Deal. This framework can serve as a catalyst to fast-track the work underway at the city's Climate Action Plan, creating jobs, opportunities, and career pathways for our youth to become the next generation of environmental, clean energy workers. I'd be honored to have your vote. My name is Chris PEGUERO.
My name is PHYLLIS Porter, and I am running for Seattle City Council District 2 because I have lived through too many of the crises that the people of Seattle are now facing and intimately understand why we need a representative who has lived the same experiences of those they are hoping to represent at City Hall. Seattle needs a responsive representative leader who will get things done at City Hall. As Seattle continues to buckle under the pressure of so many different crises, it is more important than ever that we seek practical solutions, not just platitudes. From the Chinatown International District to Rainier Beach, people are at risk of losing their communities. As a renter, I've experienced astronomical rent increases that have made staying here harder and harder. One of the most important things we can do is to keep people in the homes they currently live in and provide more relief to their increasing costs. Our unsheltered crises need smart solutions that prioritize keeping people in their homes and mental health services. We need to be better stewards of our resources, prioritizing finding new, progressive revenue streams to build more housing right here in District 2 and have places to immediately house those who need it. I decided to take up cycling and began to see the city in ways I'd never seen it before. My eyes opened to the dangers of South Seattle streets, especially Rainier Avenue. South Seattle residents have experienced far too many casualties on our district's main arterial, and they happen here more than anywhere in the city. Transportation access is an equity issue we need to prioritize. Representative leadership means electing people who have lived through the experiences of those they serve. I want to go to City Hall to be a responsive voice to the community and implement smart policies that help those who need it most. My perseverance and lived experience will help make our community a better place for everyone. I would be honored to earn your vote so that we can make District 2 work for all of us. I would appreciate your vote on August 6th.
Hello, I'm Tammy Morales, running for City Council in District 2. Seattle is at a crossroads this election. Will we allow corporate special interests to dictate local policy, or will we shift power to the people of our city? I'm a community organizer, a longtime budget and policy analyst, and a mom with 2 kids in Seattle public schools. I've spent my career building healthy neighborhoods with greater food security, better housing, and stronger protections for working people. I did this work in coalition with many of our community organizations, joining to find solutions and advocate for our district priorities. That's how I lead, by joining with neighbors and those most impacted to advance equity and shared prosperity. I'm running to build power for the people of District 2 so we all feel safe, we all thrive, and so we make decisions that are good for all of us, not just the most privileged. We know that cities must lead the way in protecting our communities. I'll work to create a city where we can live without fear of displacement by building more housing to serve low-income families, seniors, and to support the transition out of homelessness. I'll invest in our young people, from those needing more childcare options to students who are transitioning to college or to union apprenticeship programs. Together, we can transition to green building and better transportation choices so we end our reliance on fossil fuel, because we can't call it an investment if it destroys the planet. And we must fix our upside-down tax structure. I'll work to find the right mix of progressive revenue so we can stop funding the city on the backs of our low-income neighbors. For Seattle to thrive, we need wealthy corporations to pay their fair share. I'm proud to have the endorsement of grocery, healthcare, and warehouse workers who know my commitment to working families. I've been endorsed by Representative Jayapal, State Senator Saldana, City Council members Mosqueda and Gonzalez, and County Council member Larry Gossett, as well as the Washington Progressive Caucus, Latino Caucus, 37th District Democrats, and the Sierra Club. I'm Tammy Morales, and I'm asking for your vote, so together we can build power for our community.